Hello, my friends. Welcome back to English Scale Podcast. I am Tom, and I am very happy to practice English with you today. In today's podcast, we are going to talk about something very simple but very powerful. We are going to talk about kindness. Kindness is something that everyone understands. It does not matter where you come from, what language you speak, or how old you are. Every person appreciates kindness. A kind word, a warm smile, or a small act of help can completely change someone's day. Today, we will learn why kindness is always important and how we can talk about kindness in simple, natural English. Many people think kindness means doing something very big or very expensive. They imagine giving large gifts or making huge sacrifices. But real kindness is often much smaller than that. Sometimes kindness is simply listening carefully when someone wants to talk. Sometimes it is helping a neighbor carry heavy bags. Sometimes it is saying thank you with a smile or holding the door open for another person. These small actions may only take a few seconds, but they can leave a lasting impression. Think about a time when someone was kind to you. Maybe a stranger helped you when you were lost. Maybe a teacher encouraged you when you felt discouraged. Maybe a friend called you during a difficult time. Perhaps someone smiled at you when you were having a bad day. You probably still remember that moment. Why? Because kindness has a special way of staying in our memories. We may forget many ordinary days, but we often remember the people who treated us with kindness. Let's first understand what kindness really means. Kindness means caring about other people. It means treating others with respect, patience, and understanding. Kindness does not mean you always agree with everyone. It does not mean you never say no. Instead, it means speaking politely, acting with compassion, and thinking about how your actions affect others. Kindness is a choice that we can make every day. Imagine you are standing in a long line at a supermarket. Everyone seems tired. Suddenly, the person in front of you notices that you only have one item, while they have a full shopping cart. They smile and say, "You can go first." It is a very small gesture, but it makes you feel appreciated. Now imagine that later the same day, you help someone else in a similar situation. Kindness often spreads from one person to another. One small act can inspire another. Now, let's talk about kind words. Words are very powerful. We use them every day, but sometimes we forget how much they affect other people. A few encouraging words can give someone confidence. Imagine your friend is nervous before an important exam. You say, "I believe in you. You have studied hard. I know you can do it." These simple sentences may help your friend feel calmer. On the other hand, negative words can stay in someone's mind for a very long time. That is why choosing kind words is so important. Let's imagine another example. Sarah has just started a new job. She feels nervous because everything is unfamiliar. On her first day, one of her coworkers smiles and says, "Welcome to the team. If you need any help, just ask me." Those few words immediately make Sarah feel more comfortable. She realizes she is not alone. The coworker did not spend hours helping her. They simply showed kindness. And that small action made a big difference. Kindness is also important in our families. Sometimes we are kind to strangers, but forget to be kind to the people who live with us every day. We become busy with work, school, or other responsibilities. We forget to say please or thank you. We forget to ask someone how they are feeling, but our families also need kindness. Helping with housework, preparing a meal, listening carefully, or simply saying, "I appreciate everything you do," can make family relationships much stronger. The same idea is true in the workplace. Imagine you have a coworker who is having a stressful day. Instead of criticizing them, you offer to help. Maybe you explain something they do not understand. Maybe you simply ask, "Are you okay?" These small actions create a friendly working environment. People enjoy working with kind coworkers because everyone feels respected and supported. Now, let's connect kindness with learning English. Many English learners are afraid of making mistakes because they worry that other people will laugh at them. This is why kindness is so important in language learning. If someone makes a grammar mistake, we should encourage them instead of criticizing them. We can say, "Good job, keep practicing," or "You're improving every day." Encouraging words give learners confidence to continue speaking. Without kindness, many people become too afraid to practice. Let's imagine an English class. A beginner student is trying to introduce herself. She forgets a few words and makes several grammar mistakes. Instead of laughing, the teacher smiles and says, "That was a very good effort. Your pronunciation is improving." Let's practice those sentences together. The other students smile and encourage her too. At the end of the class, she feels proud instead of embarrassed. She decides to continue studying because people treated her with kindness and respect. Kindness is not only about helping people, it is also about understanding that everyone is fighting their own battles. Sometimes a person looks angry, but perhaps they are worried about a family problem. Someone may seem quiet because they are feeling sad. Another person may appear impatient because they are under a lot of stress. We usually do not know what others are experiencing. This is why being patient and understanding is often the kindest choice. Another beautiful thing about kindness is that it does not cost anything. You do not need money to smile. You do not need money to say good morning. You do not need money to thank someone, to listen carefully, or to encourage a friend. Kindness is available to everyone. No matter where you live or what your situation is, you always have the ability to make another person's day a little brighter. Research and everyday experience both show that kindness also benefits the person who gives it. When we help others, we often feel happier ourselves. We feel connected. We feel useful. Instead of focusing only on our own problems, we remember that we can make a positive difference in someone else's life. This is one reason why kind people often seem happier. They create positive moments not only for others but also for themselves. Finally, remember that kindness does not have to be perfect. You do not need to change the whole world in one day. Sometimes one smile is enough, one kind sentence is enough, one helping hand is enough. Small actions repeated every day create a kinder world. Just as small daily English practice leads to fluency, small daily acts of kindness lead to stronger friendships, happier families, and better communities. Every day gives us another opportunity to choose kindness, and every kind choice makes the world a little brighter. Now, let's talk about different ways we can show kindness in our daily lives. Many people believe kindness only happens during special moments, but the truth is that we have many opportunities to be kind every single day. From the moment we wake up until we go to bed, we meet family members, friends, co-workers, classmates, neighbors, and even strangers. Every conversation gives us a chance to choose kind words and thoughtful actions. Let's begin with kindness towards strangers. Sometimes we meet people we may never see again. Even so, we can still make a positive difference in their day. Imagine you are walking into a building, and someone is right behind you. You can hold the door open for them. They smile and say, "Thank you." You reply, "You're welcome." The entire interaction lasts only a few seconds, but both people leave feeling a little happier. Small moments like this happen every day, and they remind us that kindness is simple. Another common example happens on public transportation. Perhaps an elderly person gets on the bus, and there are no empty seats. A kind person stands up and offers their seat. Or maybe someone is carrying many heavy bags, and another passenger helps them. These actions do not require a lot of effort, but they show respect and consideration for others. Now let's think about kindness at school. Students often feel nervous before tests, presentations, or speaking in front of the class. Imagine your classmate says, "I'm really worried about today's presentation." Instead of saying, "You should have prepared better," you could say, "Don't worry. I know you'll do your best. Good luck." These encouraging words can reduce someone's stress and give them confidence. Sometimes people do not need perfect advice. They simply need someone who believes in them. The same idea applies in the workplace. Imagine your coworker is very busy and looks stressed. You finish your own work a little early. You ask, "Can I help you with anything?" Maybe they only need 5 minutes of help, but those 5 minutes make their whole afternoon easier. Later, when you need help, they will probably remember your kindness. Kind workplaces are often happier and more productive because people support one another instead of competing all the time. Kindness is also important when people make mistakes. Everyone makes mistakes. Children make mistakes. Adults make mistakes. Teachers, doctors, managers, and even experienced professionals make mistakes. Imagine a new employee accidentally sends the wrong email. Instead of saying, "That was a terrible mistake," a kind coworker might say, "Don't worry. Everyone makes mistakes when they are new. Let me show you how to fix it." This response teaches instead of embarrassing. It helps the person learn while protecting their confidence. Now let's talk about listening. Many people think kindness means giving advice, but sometimes the kindest thing you can do is simply listen. Imagine your friend had a difficult day. They want to tell you about it. Instead of interrupting or immediately offering solutions, you listen carefully. You look at them. You pay attention. You let them finish speaking. Afterward, you say, "I'm sorry you're going through that." These simple words often mean more than a long speech. Feeling heard is one of the greatest gifts we can give another person. Let's imagine another situation. A young man named Alex has just moved to a new city for work. He does not know anyone. On his first day, he feels lonely and nervous. During lunch, one coworker notices that Alex is sitting alone. She walks over with a smile and says, "Would you like to join us?" Alex happily accepts the invitation. That simple act of kindness helps him feel welcome in a completely new place. Years later, he may still remember that first friendly conversation. Kindness is especially important during difficult times. When someone loses a job, becomes sick, or experiences personal problems, they may not ask for help. However, small acts of kindness can provide comfort. You might send a message saying, "I'm thinking about you." You might bring them a meal. You might simply ask, "How are you doing today?" These small actions remind people that they are not alone. Now let's connect kindness with social media. Today, many conversations happen online instead of face-to-face. Unfortunately, some people write things online that they would never say in person. They criticize others, leave rude comments, or spread negativity. But kindness is just as important online as it is in real life. Before posting a comment, ask yourself, will these words help someone, encourage someone, or make their day better? If the answer is no, perhaps it is better not to write them. Positive words online can inspire thousands of people. Let's also remember to be kind to ourselves. This may sound unusual, but many people speak to themselves more harshly than they would ever speak to a friend. Imagine making a small mistake at work. Instead of thinking, "I always fail," try saying, "Everyone makes mistakes. I can learn from this." Being kind to yourself does not mean avoiding responsibility. It means treating yourself with patience while you continue growing. Here is another example. Emily is learning English. During a conversation, she forgets several words and feels embarrassed. On the way home, she starts thinking, "My English is terrible." Then she stops herself and says, "Today was difficult, but I spoke English for 10 minutes. That is progress. Tomorrow I will practice again." This small change in thinking helps her stay motivated instead of giving up. Self-kindness gives us the courage to continue learning. Another wonderful thing about kindness is that it often creates a chain reaction. Imagine you smile at the cashier in a supermarket. The cashier feels appreciated and smiles at the next customer. That customer goes home in a better mood and speaks kindly to their family. One simple smile has now influenced several people. We rarely know how far our kindness travels, but its effects can be much greater than we imagine. Finally, remember that kindness does not require perfect timing or perfect words. You do not need to wait for a special occasion. Every ordinary day gives you many chances to be kind. You can compliment someone's hard work. You can thank a bus driver. You can encourage a friend. You can forgive a small mistake. You can be patient when someone needs more time. These simple choices may seem small, but together they build stronger friendships, happier communities, and a more positive world. Every act of kindness, no matter how small, reminds us that we all have the power to make another person's life a little brighter. Now, let's remember something very important. Kindness is not a sign of weakness. Some people think that kind people are easy to take advantage of, but true kindness requires strength. It takes patience to stay calm when someone is rude. It takes courage to forgive someone who made a mistake. It takes confidence to encourage others instead of competing with them. Being kind does not mean allowing people to treat you badly. You can be kind while still respecting yourself and setting healthy boundaries. You can politely say no when necessary. You can disagree respectfully. Real kindness and self-respect always go together. Let's imagine a situation at work. A coworker becomes frustrated and speaks to you in an unfriendly way. You could become angry and answer with the same attitude. That would probably create an even bigger problem. Instead, you take a deep breath and answer calmly. You say, "I understand that today has been stressful. Let's work together to solve the problem." Your calm response changes the direction of the conversation. The situation becomes peaceful instead of becoming an argument. Sometimes kindness means choosing peace when it would be easier to choose anger. Forgiveness is another important part of kindness. Every person makes mistakes. Sometimes people say something they later regret. Sometimes misunderstandings happen because of stress or poor communication. Forgiving someone does not mean pretending that nothing happened. It means choosing not to carry anger forever. Holding on to resentment often hurts us more than it hurts the other person. When we forgive, we give ourselves the opportunity to move forward with a lighter heart. Let's think about a simple example. Two close friends have an argument. For several days, neither person speaks to the other. Both feel sad, but neither wants to apologize first. Finally, one friend sends a message that says, "I'm sorry about what happened. Our friendship is more important than this argument." That one kind message opens the door for an honest conversation. Soon they understand each other better, and their friendship becomes even stronger. Sometimes one small act of kindness can repair a relationship. Now, let's talk about kindness in our communities. Imagine living in a neighborhood where people greet each other every morning. Neighbors help each other carry heavy bags. Children play together safely. People smile and say hello while walking their dogs. This kind of community does not happen by accident. It grows because many individuals choose kindness every day. When people care about one another, everyone benefits. Life feels safer, warmer, and more enjoyable. Kindness is also important when meeting new people. First impressions often stay with us for a long time. Imagine starting a new job or joining a new English class. You may feel nervous because you do not know anyone. Then one person smiles and says, "Hi, welcome. My name is Emma. It's nice to meet you." Suddenly, the room feels much friendlier. That simple greeting helps you relax. We all have the ability to make someone feel welcome with just a few kind words. Now, let's connect kindness to everyday English conversations. There are many polite expressions that native speakers use every day. You can say, "Thank you very much. I really appreciate your help. That's very kind of you. Take care. I hope you have a wonderful day. Good luck. Congratulations. I'm sorry to hear that. Can I help you?" These expressions are simple, but they make conversations warmer and friendlier. Using polite language is one of the easiest ways to show kindness while practicing English. Let's imagine another conversation. Lisa says, "I'm really nervous about my job interview tomorrow." Her friend replies, "I understand how you feel, but I know you've prepared well. Just be yourself. I'm sure you'll do a great job." Lisa smiles and says, "Thank you. That really helps." Notice that the friend did not solve Lisa's problem. They simply gave encouragement. Sometimes encouragement is exactly what another person needs. Another important lesson is that kindness should become a habit, not something we do only when it is convenient. It is easy to be kind when everything is going well. The real challenge is choosing kindness when we are tired, busy, or stressed. Of course, nobody is perfect. We all have difficult days. But even on those days, we can still choose simple acts of kindness. We can smile, we can say thank you, we can be patient, we can listen carefully. Small choices made every day slowly become part of our personality. Let's think about your English learning journey once more. Perhaps you know another person who is also learning English. They may feel shy about speaking. They may worry about making mistakes. You can encourage them, practice together. Celebrate each other's progress. If someone forgets a word, help them kindly instead of correcting them harshly. Learning becomes much more enjoyable when people support one another. A kind learning environment helps everyone improve more confidently. Now, let's quickly review what we learned today. We talked about what kindness really means and why small acts of kindness can make a big difference. We learned about kindness towards strangers, family members, friends, coworkers, classmates, and ourselves. We discussed the importance of kind words, patient listening, forgiveness, encouragement, and polite communication. We also learned that kindness spreads from one person to another, creating stronger relationships and happier communities. Most importantly, we discovered that kindness costs nothing but can mean everything to someone who needs it. Before we finish today's podcast, I want you to remember one simple idea. You never truly know what another person is going through. Someone who smiles may be carrying a heavy burden. Someone who seems quiet may simply need encouragement. Someone who makes a mistake may already feel embarrassed. That is why kindness is always the right choice. It creates hope, builds trust, and reminds people that they are not alone. Now, I have a few speaking practice questions for you. What is the kindest thing someone has ever done for you? How do you usually show kindness to other people? Do you think small acts of kindness can change someone's day? When was the last time you helped a stranger? What is one kind thing you can do today? Try answering these questions out loud in English. They are excellent practice for both your speaking skills and your confidence. Thank you so much for listening today. I hope this episode reminds you that kindness is one of the greatest gifts we can share with the world. Every smile, every kind word, and every helpful action matters more than we often realize. Keep learning, keep growing, keep speaking English, and most importantly, keep choosing kindness every single day. Thank you for listening to English Scale Podcast. I am Tom, and I am very happy we practiced English together today. Have a wonderful day, be kind to yourself and to others, and I will see you in the next episode. Goodbye, and take care.